With 7 games remaining in a close chase for a wild card spot, this could be a week to remember for the Texas Rangers. With all 7 games here at the ballpark, it's time to take care of business. The season's final homestand begins with the Houston Astros, and your Rangers need to beat them as they have all season. The last week of the season begins next, right here on Fox Sports Southwest. It is a beautiful early fall evening here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And your Rangers can't afford to fall any further in the standings. They trail by a game and a half in the wild card as they begin the next to last homestand of the year against the Houston Astros. I should say the home series against the Astros. This is the last homestand, and we're glad to have you along. With Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. The Rangers do indeed need to make up some ground. They need to get off the schneid here at home. They have a 7-game losing streak, and they're going to rely on Derek Holland tonight, Tom, to get them going in the right direction.
You know, Buzz, we talked in the pregame show about a couple of the hitters need to stay hot. Really, everybody has to do their job, and it starts tonight with a starting pitcher. That's Derek Holland. He's coming off a pretty solid start in Tampa Bay. He got a no decision, gave up a couple of runs in 6 innings. Prior to that, he'd given up 17 runs in 13 innings. He needs to pitch more like he did in Tampa Bay tonight against Houston, because it really starts with his starting pitching. Everything falls into place after that. But when you look at these next 6 games, Buzz, it's everybody. Everybody's 7 games. Everybody's got to get the job done.
You're right about that, and certainly the Rangers will rely on the veterans, and that means men like Adrian Beltre, they are hoping, can carry them through the final 7 games of the season. Rangers and Astros coming up next. Starting lineup and the first pitch right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Is brought to you by the Built Ford Tough sales event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. By Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. And by Captain Phillips. In theaters October the 11th. Well, gorgeous night here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Rangers taking the field. Derek Holland leading them out. And before we get underway, let's head down to the field where Emily Jones is standing by. Em.
Well, Buzz, as you know, the Rangers have seen their share of challenging stretches this season. They are in the midst of one right now, but they are hoping that they come home to some good vibes and a little love from the hometown crowd.
Let's worry about what we got to do now. I mean, we've got 1 week, and we got to make sure this is that final week. We're going to ask the fans to be there, support us, do everything, and stay behind us. 'Cause I mean, we need them just as bad as they want us to win it too. So we got to go out there and do everything together.
Derek Holland with tonight's Geico quote of the game. And guys, as you mentioned, still everything in front of this team. They just need to put together a stretch of good baseball, hopefully capture one of those wild card spots, and then see what happens once they get in the tournament, so to speak. But definitely the feeling in the clubhouse today that everything's still very much within reach, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, you have to look at it that way. You've got this 7-game stretch, and it's home, and it's all right in front of you. And Derek Holland and his teammates, along with Ron Washington, know exactly what has to happen for them to continue after Sunday. Now, the Astros batting order looks like this tonight. Jonathan VR leads up. Jose Altuve is the second baseman, and Matt Dominguez bats third and plays third. Chris Carter's the first baseman. Brandon Laird is the DH hitting fifth. L.J. Ho's in right field. Trevor Crowe is in left. The catcher's Carlos Corporan. And Brandon Barnes bats ninth, plays center field.
We're going to take a look at the progressive scouting report for Derek Holland. His record is even at 9-9. ERA, even though he's had a bad month of September, is still good, 3.48. 31 starts. He'll go over 200 innings pitched tonight. His last 8 starts have resulted in a 0-3, 5.08 ERA record. And the one of the things that's plagued Derek a little bit recently in the last 8 starts has been the home run ball. Wasn't a problem early. It has been lately.
And the first pitch to Villar is in for strike one. Oh, just underway. Comfortable 84 degrees here at first pitch tonight. And a ground ball headed out toward Elvis Andrews. Nice big hop for the Rangers shortstop. One gone. And we'll take a look at the rest of the Ranger defense behind Derek Holland tonight. Gentry in left, Martin in center, Rios in right. Moreland at first. You saw Andrews and Kinsler are up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third. A.J. Brzezinski is catching. Derek Holland looking for the elusive win number 10. The umpiring crew tonight. Behind the plate, Jerry Meals. Paul Immel at first base. Chris Conroy at second. And Gary Darling, the crew chief, is over at third. One away here is Jose Altuve. And the diminutive second baseman takes a bit outside for ball one. Altuve 2 out of 8 against Holland. Another strong year, not quite as good as his 2012 campaign, but Altuve had a base hit to center. You say Altuve has been as consistent as anybody on the Astro club, and darned if he doesn't get a one-out single just as I'm saying that.
Yep, he's been hot in the month of September, too. Derek will go over with one more out. 200 innings pitched for the first time. Came close a couple of years ago. 198 last year. He missed some time. So it doesn't sound like a huge milestone, but I think it is for the first time when you do it anyway. Hopefully then it'll become something that's in your repertoire year after year after year. Love those pitchers like James Shields who go out there and never been on the DL, make every start, give you 220 innings.
Matt Dominguez takes inside ball one.
I guess if you're going out there for 220 innings, Buzz, you must be doing something right to keep getting the ball every time.
Yeah, it's like the guy that lost 20 games. Well, they must have thought a lot of me for sending me out there that often. Sometimes you can't control a few of the things. Dominguez hooks one down the left field line, and that's back into the seats and out of play. Another count evens and a ball and a strike. Dominguez at 244. Quite a season with 20 home runs and 75 RBI in the last month plus of play. Dominguez hitting almost 300, 295. Well, he is really coming into his own at the big league level. A young third baseman. Holland will drive Altuve back, and he almost fired it by Moreland. Quick reactions by Mitch to prevent that ball from heading down the right field line.
He's got the first base coach. He got by Mitch.
A little different move that time. Altuve, of course, a very good base stealer. Altuve with 35 stolen bases, but he's been caught 13 times. And the pitch to Dominguez is fouled back. 1-2 now. 20 home runs for Dominguez, second on the club to Chris Carter's 29. 75 RBI also second. Carter has 79. Stolen base leaders, you see Altuve right down there in the number 5 slot. Behind a pair of Rangers, Elvis and Alex Rios. Off to the right goes that foul ball. The count remains 1-2. Elvis, a career high 40 swipes this year. And Alex Rios also establishing a new career best for himself. 1-2 to Dominguez as Holland sets. And again, a toss to first base. Bo Porter, some would say a thankless job in managing a first-year club like the Astros, but Porter's done a very good job getting them to play. Pitch in the dirt, the throw to second is in time. They get it. Altuve, a bit of a late break, and Brzezinski jumping on that in a hurry. Fired down to second, and it turns into a double play. A strikeout and the catch of Altuve at second base. Happening in the books. No score with the Rangers coming up. Come to bat. Their starting lineup is delivered by Chicken Express. Ian Kinsler leads off. He's followed by Elvis Andrus and Alex Rios. Adrian Beltre bats cleanup. A.J. Brzezinski is catching. Mitch Moreland at first. Craig Gentry, the left fielder, bats seventh. David Murphy is the DH. And Leonis Martin bats ninth, plays center field.
And we'll look at the Auto Nation scouting report. Jordan Lyles starts tonight for Houston. 7-8, 5.26 ERA. He's had 24 starts, 2 relief appearances. He's pitched great on the road, a 3.47 ERA on the road, 3 runs higher in 14 home starts. May 12th against the Rangers didn't go very well. 11 hits and 8 runs in 4 innings.
And the first pitch to Ian Kinsler is a bit high for ball 1. Kinsler at 272 for the year. Check swing, didn't mean to do it, fouled it off. That evens the count. He had a dozen home runs, 66 RBI. 4-game hitting streak for Ian. 5 for 15 in that 4-game streak. To the right side, Altuve can't get it. It's by him and into right field.
I know one thing, Buzz. In the last 2 weeks, we've seen that ball turn into an out about 10 times.
Yep.
Opposing second basemen have been going to their left and taking base hits against a number of Ranger players. I thought Altuve was going to be able to get to that ball, but he couldn't quite reach it. And
came up a little short.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
One of those balls finally goes through for a base hit. That's a good sign.
I guess at 5'4", you're not going to come up tall.
No.
So, Kinsler aboard with the leadoff single. Now here's Elvis. And the pitch high for ball 1. Elvis at 270 now, and he is just 1 RBI behind Ian Kinsler for the year with 65 of them. Had good success against Jordan Lyles. Lyles set the 22-year-old to the plate, and Ian bluffed a move, and Elvis took the pitch inside. It's 2-0.
As you said, Buzz, Lyles is only 22. He got to the big leagues and pitched a little bit, in fact, quite a bit, when he was only 20. Had about 140 innings last year. So he's gotten some on-the-job training at a very young age in the big leagues.
Well, that pitch is hammered foul by Elvis Andrus. 2-1.
Pretty highly touted young pitcher. High pick in the draft. Ground ball pitcher. Pretty good ground ball to fly ball ratio. Has not pitched well against the Rangers. He's had 5 starts against the Rangers and hasn't won one yet. They haven't gone very well for the most part.
2-1 coming to Andrus. Fouled off to the right. Actually, the first time that he faced the Rangers 2 years ago was his best start. Held him to 3 runs in 7 innings. That was in this ballpark, and since then he has lost 4 straight. And the innings have decreased each out. Went from 6 to 5 to 4 1/3 to 4. He's going to try and break that streak up here. The 2-2 coming. And the count is full. So Elvis trying to reach the same way that Ian Kinsler did. Alex Rios, the number 3 man, waits in the on-deck circle. Just underway, scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. Astros come in losers of 9 straight ball games. They are really scuffling. Now the payoff pitch. Chopper to the left side. It's through for a hit. Kinsler around second. He will motor into third. The throw comes in, and that allows Elvis to get to second. Good heads-up base running. Kinsler running on the play was able to go to third, and the throw from Crow toward third allowed Elvis to continue the second.
Well, when you hear Ron Washington and the players say we've got to get back to playing Ranger baseball, that's what they're talking about. Making some solid contact. Shortstop's covering, opens up a hole. Ian aggressively with the ball right in front of him, takes the extra base, kind of lures the left fielder into a throw. As soon as he throws that ball, Elvis just keeps right on going. And the Rangers end up with nobody out and men on second and third. Good start to the ball game. Couple of hits, couple of ground ball hits, and good base running.
Oh, back-to-back singles, second and third. Infield playing back. And Alex Rios takes strike one. Rios at 275, 17 home runs, 72 RBI. Alex, after a pretty good hot streak, cooled off on the road trip. Hit just 167. And he's down in the count here, 0-2, as Lyles came in with the off-speed pitch. See, Alex just one for his last 11 times to the plate. Lyles from the stretch. This is just off the outer edge. And it's 1-2. Rios on that just completed trip to Tampa Bay and Kansas City had a home run and drove into with just 5 for 30. Hard hit, a fair ball down the third baseline. Kinsler will score. Andrus right behind him. The ball caroms back toward the infield. Rios a big turn at second, but will hang on. And he does give the Rangers a very quick 2-0 lead.
That's amazing what one day can do to an offense. Yesterday the Rangers couldn't score. Today they have 3 hitters and 2 runs already. That's the way you want to start out at home. Took a little bit off that pitch. Alex was out in front of it, but kept it fair right down the third baseline. Hit it hard, scored both runs.
So Rios driving in runs number 73 and 74. Rangers on top, 2-0. Still nobody out with Rios at second. Here's Adrian Beltre. Lyles' first pitch, a called strike. It is 0-1. Beltre at 318, 28 home runs, 88 RBI, that 374 on base percentage. Well, the Ranger cleanup man, high and tight, 1-1. Adrian brings a 6-game hitting streak into play here tonight. Couple of RBI, couple of doubles over those 6 games. Lyles set a check of second. And Beltre a rip and a foul tip. 1-2. Well, the Rangers already in this first inning have scored half as many runs as they did in the entire Kansas City series. They had 4 runs in those 3 games. Got him swinging. Beltre not able to catch up with the high fastball from Lyles, and that is out number 1. It'll bring up A.J. Pierzynski.
Not many at bats this year where Adrian's had a couple of fastballs thrown by him in the same at bat. Trying to throw that ball down and away, it looked like. Got it up top of the strike zone maybe. Got Adrian to miss it.
Another first out in the Ranger first inning. Rios at second. Pierzynski steps in. AJ a 274 hitter. Corcoran now going to go through the series of signs. The pitch just off the outside corner. It is ball 1. AJ had a rough road trip. He just went 3 for 24. It's a 125 mark. And ball 2 is away. Lyles and Corcoran. Corcoran probably, you really want to pitch to Pierzynski. I mean, you tried to throw 2 pitches off the outside corner and you haven't given me a real good shot at it. Are you a little timid about it? It's fine if you are. Just let me know. We don't waste any time. See AJ, one of the guys that scuffled in Kansas City a bit. 1 for 11. 2-0 pitch. Off speed, and Pierzynski out in front. A.J. waiting. Lyles back to the plate. Tapper over the mound. Right near the bag is the shortstop VR. And throws a sinker over to first for the out. On to third goes Rios, but he's there with 2 outs now. And Mitch Moreland coming in.
You know, talking about Lyles being a ground ball pitcher. Gets about 1.7 ground balls per fly ball ratio. And also in this game, he's had 4 guys put the ball in play, and they've all hit the ball on the ground. Rios double, a couple of singles, and now the ground ball. So he's getting the ground balls, but unfortunately for him, 3 of them have found holes.
Now with 2 outs, Mitch Moreland steps in, and Mitch in a pretty good downturn now, 0 for his last 13. Off-speed pitch is low for ball 1. Moreland overall, as you see the 0 for stats for him, 2 strikeouts in those 13 at-bats. 232 with 23 home runs and 58 driven in.
I really thought it was going to carry over into Kansas City the way he swung the bat in Tampa Bay that toward the end of that series. He had that one game where he had 4 great at-bats. Nice, short, compact swing. Really pounded the ball. And the hope that everyone had was that, good, Mitch is feeling great. He's going to get hot for the last 10 days. So he's still got 7 games to go, and hopefully that'll happen for him.
Outside, 2-1 the count. Well, it sure would help to have a guy down the bottom of the order like Mitch get hot. We know what kind of damage he can do, and Rangers have been unable to put things together top and bottom this year. It seems like they got a couple of guys heated up, and that'll be about it. Maybe spread out by a hitter or 2 in between. It's hard to put anything together consistently. 2-2 the count to Moreland. The Astros in a big shift around to the right. VR, the shortstop, almost right behind the bag at second, and playing out into medium deep right field is Jose Altuve. The 2-2 up the middle, but that's right where VR is. Recovers, throws, and gets it. Right into the teeth of the shift, and Mitch is the 3rd out. Rangers, though, put 2 on the board on 3 hits, and they lead 1 after 1. Rangers 2, Astros nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. With which to work, and he'll face Chris Carter to start things off. And the big first baseman takes a fastball and strike 1. Carter, the team leader with 29 home runs, 79 RBI. So he's 4 out of 14 in his career against Holland. That's a pop foul that will reach the seats on the first base side. And Holland quickly the advantage in the count, 0-2. Carter at 226. Big fella, over 200 strikeouts now. He's up to 204. And that pitch just off the inside corner. It's 1-2. Carter, 204 strikeouts and 486 at bats. 5-game hitting streak that he brings into play here tonight. He takes inside. It's 2-2. Holland working quickly back to the plate. And he goes from 0-2 to 3-2 to Carter. You see the strikeout leaders. 204 for Carter, and Chris Davis the next closest at 193. Payoff pitch, hit hard to Beltre, knocks it down, recovers, throws, and gets it. Adrian had no chance to get anywhere set to handle a different hop than what he got. He had to knock it down and recovered nicely. And with 1 out, let's welcome Jim Knox in. Jim?
Oh, I appreciate it, Buzz. Here she is. Our Cracker girl is back. Cracker? Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. There you go. You need that better than I do. Community Corner tonight. We're talking about on Saturday the Texas Rangers Just Keep Living program teamed up with volunteers of North Texas for a day of giving back to Clover Elementary in Dallas. They had a great day on Saturday. To find out more about the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation, log on to texasrangers.com/foundation. It's chaos up here, Tom.
Hey, I don't think
This
that little
community
girl
corner up here.
I don't think she's going to eat that cracker after you touched it, Jim.
Fly ball to center off the bat of Brandon Laird, and that falls into the glove of Leonis Martin.
He's got to share his ice cream with you.
Thank you. There you go, buddy. All right.
Hire Knoxie out as a feeder.
Young, old, male, and female. They all love Jim Knox, I'll tell you that.
L.J. Ho's now up there with the bases empty and 2 away. And Holland hits the inside corner with strike 1. Ho's at .285, a home run, and 10 RBI. You see he's faced Holland 5 times, 1 for 5. The pitch inside to him. That evens the count, and a ball and a strike. Garrett to the wide, the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Now, one thing we noticed about Holland that's a little bit different tonight than what we saw in Tampa Bay, Tom, he's working a little more quickly between pitches. Got him swinging.
Oh, boy.
Second strikeout for Holland, who sends the Astros down 1-2-3. After 1.5, Rangers 2, Astros nothing. Fox Sports Southwest. TNT Twitter poll. You remember yesterday, we did the best defensive play yesterday. How about the offensive side? First one is the walk-off home run that Adrian Beltre hit off Michael Kahn of the Angels back on the 31st of July. I think that's the offensive play of the season. It's hashtag FS Walk-Off. And we will bring you a couple more selections to choose from as we continue on here in the second inning. Go to Twitter and you can cast your ballot for the best offensive play of the Ranger season. Bottom third of the Ranger order. Craig Gentry starting things off against Jordan Lyles. 1-1 pitch from the right-hander, and he misses outside, 2-1. Well, Gentry got hotter than a firecracker on that road trip. He ended up hitting .571, going 8 for 14. Got a 4-hit game, a 3-hit game. Got a 3-game hitting streak coming into play tonight.
Yeah, and he finds himself staying in the lineup, too.
The numbers on that 3-game hitting streak. And a strike on the outside corner fills the count. The Gentry trying to get aboard to start off the Rangers' second. David Murphy, the DH tonight, waits in the on-deck circle. Lyles with the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And Gentry with the leadoff walk.
Well, the Rangers made something happen in the first inning with solid base running. Now they've got a fast man on to lead off the second inning. A decent opportunity for Craig here. Although in Houston, we saw the Houston catchers throw very well.
Yeah.
Castro's not playing right now. He's hurt. Now Corcoran threw the ball well, too. Rangers just left Kansas City. Salvador Perez was throwing the ball pretty well. He made about 4 or 5 perfect throws.
He caught Martin and Andrus last 2 games up there. There goes Gentry. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second is not in time. Well, that was a pretty good throw.
Oh, real good throw. Craig just outran that one. That was pure speed.
Now Gentry with his 19th stolen base now in scoring position with nobody out. Well, the Rangers second in baseball with the stolen base as their weapon.
Well, that's a close play, but you could see that he was safe. Good call by the second base umpire, Chris Conroy.
Rangers now with 136 team stolen bases. 0-1 pitch. Murphy taps it foul. It is 0-2. David DHing for the 3rd straight day. Had a couple of doubles the day before yesterday. Ron Washington trying to get his bat going too down toward the bottom of that order. Been a struggle the entire year for Murph. Low and in, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. David accustomed to, once you get to the All-Star break, really catching fire, but that has not been the case this year. Murph, as you can see, the last 15 games even, just 194. Lyles back to the plate, and a ground ball pulled to the right side. Good job by Murphy to get the runner Gentry over to third. Reaching out and hooking a pitch on the outside corner to a ground ball to second. And that is a productive out.
Yeah, that's when it's pretty good to roll over on a pitch right there.
And here's selection number 2 in our Twitter poll. August 23rd. The Ian Kinsler against Chris Sale. How about 4 bases without leaving the yard? That crazy hop that goes under there. No chance. Kinsler, meanwhile, streaking around the bases. His first inside the park home run. And if you think that was our offensive play of the year, go to Twitter and throw in your ballot that way. Hashtag FS Inside the Park. 0-1 to Leonys Martin. Astros with 1 out now, pulling their infield all the way in with Gentry at third. Right at the cut of the grass, all 4 Astros infielders. Dominguez, the third baseman, almost holding Gentry on like a first baseman would. 2-1.
We saw the A's do that too.
Yep.
Donaldson doing that. You know, it gives you a little bit of a hole to shoot for, but I guess in the case of a squeeze play, it does give you a little bit better chance to maybe make the play at the plate. You can't get quite as big a lead.
Foul back, and the count evens at 2-2. Leonys at 259 with the average. He got 8 home runs, 41 RBI. He's just 2 for his last 15 times to the plate, so he has been in a bit of an offensive funk. Hard hit ground ball out. Tuve knocks it down. He'll get the out at first, but Gentry held on the hot shot to the right side. Well, he was not going on the contact play. Now Tuve got leather on it. Was able to throw Martin out. That is out number 2.
Yeah, Leonys waited on that off-speed pitch, curveball, pretty well, and hit it pretty well too. But Altuve, one step to his left in a dive, and he knocked it down and made the play. Nice play by Altuve. Keeps an eye on the runner and gets the out. Take a 2-out hit now to get that run in.
No, it'll be up to Ian Kinsler, who singled to right as he led things off tonight for the Rangers. Kinsler at 274 now as he faces Lyles. Out of play to the right. First pitch fouled away. It is 0-1. Ian with that base hit is now hit safely in the last 5 ball games. He has gone 6 for 16. One ball, 1 strike. Rangers leading 2-0 here in the early going. They're trying to add to that lead with 2 outs here in the second. Two and 1. Ian having a good year with runners in scoring position. About 30 points higher than his overall average. Got Craig Gentry down there at third. Craig Gentry pointing at Lyles as if to say, was that a balk?
Guess he got his answer.
Yeah. Now the 2-1 coming. It's 3-1. So Lyles being very careful to Ian Kinsler. If he gets aboard, Elvis Andrus will follow. The 3-1 pitch. And we'll come back and try it on a full count. There you go. That's what you came to the ballpark for. Get that souvenir and the food. Ground ball just foul outside third. Kinsler getting jammed on that Lyles offering. No new baseball put in play. Kinsler back in the batter's box. Lyles studying the signs from Carlos Corporan. Another 3-2 pitch. Ball's hit well to center field. Barnes is going back. It's over his head. It's off the wall. In to score is Gentry. In with a slide at second. Ian Kinsler. The Rangers lead 3-0.
Well, it's nice to see a ball carry over the center fielder's head. The Rangers spent 3 days in Kansas City and tried that 4 or 5 times, but never really did, except for the one that David Murphy hit. A lot of balls hit well to center field in Kansas City, and a lot of them were caught. This one was a rope by Ian, jumped off his bat, and went right straight over Barnes' head in center field. The fastball right down the middle, great swing, solid contact. Stayed in the ballpark, but it brings that man in from third base with 2 outs.
Doug Brocail out to the mound as Ian Kinsler stands at second after driving in his 67th run of the year. Now, nice to see the Rangers here at home get something good happening too. It's that 7-game losing streak, the longest they have ever had here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Out of Washington, just kind of, I guess, amazed, like all of us were, the lack of offense for the Rangers. Said it's got to break out of it sometime, and tonight, as he put it, why not? And so far, they've responded. 1 ball, no strike to Elvis. Andrus singled and scored the first inning. He takes a strike to even the count. How about Elvis with runners in scoring position? 17 for his last 46.
Fan Express rolled in from the great city of Granbury, Texas. On board, why, it was Hal Schultz, family, friends, and a lot of people from Granbury celebrating a big night here at the ballpark. And Hal Schultz, of course, is the winner of the meet and greet Nolan Ryan package, the benefit that helped the Tornado Relief Fund on Fox Sports Southwest last month. Hal, congratulations on that. And you got to meet Nolan Ryan this afternoon. What was that like?
Oh, it was a great thrill. I've been a fan of Nolan's for a very long time. It was just wonderful to be able to meet him.
What did he talk to you about?
Well, we just talked a little bit about he asked about the tornado and what it did to Granbury, and then we talked a little bit about the team problems.
About baseball and all
about
that.
Baseball.
Good. All right, well, Hal, congratulations again. You got your family and friends in town, and you guys are having a good time, I'm sure.
Oh, we're having a great time. This is a great ballpark, and it's a beautiful night for baseball tonight.
All right, there you go. Nice meeting you, and you guys root the Rangers on. All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Hal. Good to see you. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. Here is Nolan or Ruth Ryan in their customary front row seats down there by the Ranger dugout. 1-2, the count, and a fastball up and in to Trevor Crow evens things. Crow leading off the third inning for the Astros. Crow, a switch hitter up there from the right side, batting at .222, A home run, 13 RBI. And that is fouled away. The count remains even. Groh in a little bit of an offensive funk himself. 0 for his last 14 times to the plate. Mentioned the Astros have lost 9 straight ball games. They have had the misfortune of playing against some wild card and division contenders of late. Into the hole. Well, it was a jump throw and he can't get the handle.
Looked like Crow runs pretty well. I'm not sure he would have had much of a chance, but still love to see him complete that play. It's just fun to watch it, even if the batter is safe at first base. See how much he can get on the throw. Well, we got that one airborne, though.
Adrian telling him how he should have done it. No, that is the second base hit of the night. Off of Derek Holland. Carlos Corporan now, the catcher, also a switch hitter, stands in. First pitch to him is well inside for ball 1. Corporan at .233 with 7 home runs and 20 RBI. See, he's been in 60 games with the Astros this year. As Tom told you, Jason Castro, their primary catcher, having a little injury problem right now. Fouled away to the right, and that evens the count, and a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Castro is definitely one of their building blocks for the future. Young catcher in his mid-20s. Played some pretty good baseball against the Rangers this year, too. Did a great job behind the plate, swung the bat pretty well.
Holland looking for that 2-ball at one of his infielders. Corporan checking with Dave Tremblay down there at third, the former manager, the third base coach for the Astros. Holland set for the 1-1 pitch. Instead, he'll again drive Crow back with a toss. One ball and one strike as Holland okays the sign. Here's chop foul into the Astros dugout. 1-2. Corporan spent some time on the disabled list himself. He was activated on the 9th of September. He had a concussion that game that he was catching against the Rangers back in mid-August. Down at Minute Maid, got that foul tip to the forehead. Knocked him for a loop. Even though the mask took the brunt of the blow, it snapped him pretty good. And it's good to see, too, all major sports now really paying attention to the after effects of concussions. Certainly baseball, with that 7-day concussion disabled list now, paying particular attention to instances like that. Looping drive down to left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Crow will stop at second as Gentry gets the ball back in. I don't have any idea.
That was some kind of swing to put that ball in play.
So 2 on, nobody out. Let's take time here for a Mazda game break with Dana Larson. Dana?
Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 2, Brandon Barnes.
Thank you, Dana. How about having the first pinch hit home run of the year for the Rays be a walk-off the last week of the season? It's very fortuitous timing. 2 on, nobody out. Brandon Barnes, the center fielder, up there, and he takes a strike on the inner part of the plate. Barnes hitting .244. See, with 8 home runs, he has driven in 41. Got 2 aboard, nobody out here in the Astros' 3rd inning. That evens the count. Or I should say it's 0-2.
Derek has had 21 batters ground into double plays. That's the 6th most in the American League. And that would come in handy right now. The Rangers have a 3-run lead. You'd love to keep that 3-run lead intact, and double play ball would certainly be nice right here.
Holland, after a long look in, now comes set. And he gets the foul ball off to the right. See, Barnes almost 100 points higher his average against left-handers as opposed to against right-handed pitching.
He's had 126 at bats against left-handed pitching too, so that's a pretty good sample size.
Another 0-2 pitch is on the way.
Good velocity, 95 miles an hour from Derek. Tried to get him to offer it that high fastball, a little bit out of the strike zone. Couldn't get him to do it though.
Bo Porter, Jose Altuve talking about situational hitting. Going inside, 2-2 the count. Barnes, one of the multitude of rookies on the Astros team, and 4th in the American League with 96 hits among rookies. Well, he is getting an experience the Astros want for him to have. Skies this one to right field, pushing Rios back toward the corner. He makes the catch. Tagging at second, moving on to third is Trevor Crowe. He will make it without a throw, and now the Astros, with 1 out, have runners at first and third for Jonathan Villar. And here is the 3rd and final Twitter poll nominee. September the 19th in Tampa Bay, 2 runners scoring on the infield single by Elvis Andrews. Hashtag FS infield hit. Well, you've got your 3, and go ahead and go to Twitter. Put in your vote. We will tabulate those results, get it back to you a little bit later in the ball game. At the top of the order for the 2nd time to face Derek Hoffman. Jonathan Villar, a ground ball to short as he led things off here tonight. He has Crowe at 3rd, Corporant at 1st. A rip and a miss as Holland pulled the string. Villar checking with Dave Tremblay down there at 3rd. Another one of the highly touted rookies for the Astros. A bunt tried to push that between 1st and 2nd and fouled it off. So the count moves to 0-2. Last 5 ball games have not been kind to Jonathan Villar. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners at the corners, and Holland trying to prevent any damage. Got him swinging.
Good changeup right there. Started him off with a changeup, and he finished him with a changeup. He tried to lay the bunt down, didn't get the bunt down, and then couldn't make contact with a man on 3rd base in less than 2 outs. So big strikeout for Derek right there. I'm trying to get Altuve, good solid little hitter right here with 2 outs. Keep that man from scoring.
Holland now with 3 strikeouts. And he'll go after Altuve, who had a base hit right back through the middle his first time up. Altuve now a .284 average as he faces Holland. And he goes after that first pitch and skies it to shallow left field, backing out. Elvis Andrews making the call and the catch. And that will do it. Leadoff singles start the inning, but Holland works around him. 2 left on a pair of hits. After 2.5, Rangers 3, Astros nothing. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by the Built Ford Tough Sales Event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Jack in the Box. Go big with Jack's really big chicken combos. Now Alex Rios stepping in to start off the Ranger third. It'll be Rios, Beltre, and Pierzynski. And Jordan Lyles fires a strike to Rios. Rios, the 2-run double in the first inning. Now 74 RBI, the batting average at 276. A slow roller. Dominguez charging, throws, not in time. Well, Rios with those long strides, galloping down the line, beats out the infield single.
Dominguez makes that play pretty well. I've seen him do that a few times against the Rangers, and there's a lot of hitters he would have thrown out on that, but Alex is just not one of them. And out of the box pretty well. And turned down the speed and beat it out. Third straight inning, the Rangers have had their leadoff man on. Leadoff single ended up scoring in the first. Leadoff walk scored in the second.
Oh, and Adrian Beltre has fouled one right straight down and got him on the left foot. He's asking Carlos Corcoran why you let him swing at that pitch like that. Corcoran told him that's what you're supposed to do with that pitch.
Corcoran said, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to throw this one right down the middle. Don't swing at the next one.
Yeah.
Ooh, right off the knee, inside of the knee. One thing to get it off your foot. At least you got a shoe on. Not much protecting the inside of your knee, though.
Well, he's back in there. And, you've seen him do that several times this year. Wow. 0-1 the count. There goes Rios. The pitch, a broken bat, ground ball, foul. Adrian doesn't have much of the bat left. It's kind of a big sticker that he's got left in his hand. The business end of the bat out there past the mound. Dave Anderson will take that kindling for the winter firebox over to the dugout.
And you see how that took them shooting back at the pitcher. That's like a sword coming back at him as sharp as the end of that bat is.
No, Rios back to first. 0-2 now, the count to Beltre. Adrian, a strikeout back in the first inning. This time, Rios driven back by a toss from Lyles. 318, the average for Beltre after the 0 for 1. Rios staying put. Fastball inside. He swung at it. And that is strike 3. Now, home plate umpire Paul Emmel making a delayed call after he saw what Adrian did. And no argument from Beltre. He knew he went around.
He just kind of ran that ball in on the fist, but as it turned out, the bat ends up going right through the strike zone.
No, that is out number 1, and Rios now still at first, 1 out later, and brings up A.J. Pierzynski.
I think they're trying to throw him in right here. It looks like the catcher's set up behind him.
Might be. Well, that's got to be pretty much the book on A.J. And as many times we've seen him get hit within an inch or two of that top hand. It's got to be pretty much where you want to throw it.
Then he went away.
1 ball, no strikes. Pierzynski 0 for 1. Ground ball to short in the first inning. Got Rios at first, stepping off a pretty good lead. And the changeup floats outside. It's 2-0. Rios, by the way, 39 stolen bases. So 1 more, and he's gotten to the 40 swipe plateau. Lyles drives him back. Right now, 4th in the American League, Alex Rios, with those 39 steals. He's on the move. The pitch is grounded to the right side and through for a base hit. Well, Rios, after he located the ball, just continued on to third. And Pierzynski's base hit puts runners at the corners for Mitch Moreland.
One thing the Rangers have been able to do in this ball game is find some holes. The one ball that's been pounded in the air was Ian's RBI double in the second. Other than that, most of the ground balls have just been seeing eye ground balls that have found holes. So it's nice to see the tide turning a little bit in that regard.
Well, that is the 6th base hit of the night by the Rangers against Jordan Lyles. Runners at first and third. Mitch Moreland, a ground ball to shortstop back in the first inning. And saying a ground ball to short, that may be a misnomer because VR, like he is now, playing almost directly behind the bag at second. Astros shifted around to the right. Lyles' first pitch. And cuts off the inside corner for ball 1. Mitch just a little bit below the Major League average as far as getting the runner home from third with less than 2 out. Checked his swing, and the count moves to 2-0. Now, this is one thing that from time to time had seemed like it was correcting itself for the Rangers, getting runners home, but then they go through more streaks where he's not able to get it done. And the inconsistency, the Ranger offense has been the only thing that has been consistent for the last 6 or 7 weeks. 2-1 to Moreland as he takes that tailing fastball for a strike. Mitch hitting at .232. Rios the runner at third. Pierzynski at first. Lyles back to the plate. Now 3-1. Lyles working himself into a little bit of a deeper hole. He's got Moreland at the plate. Craig Gentry, the number 7 hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Right-hander, a belt-high set. And the 3-1 pitch is chopped foul down the first base side. We'll come back and try it with a 3-2 count.
Got 3 birthdays today, Buzz. Alan Cherry from Aubrey, Texas is 92. Ruth Sims from Pampa is 91. And Cecil Vanderbilt from North Richland Hills, 93 years old today. Happy birthday, Alan, Ruth, and Cecil.
The Moreland back in. Pierzynski back to first. Rios back to third. 1 out, a full count. Now time call. And they're going to hold Pierzynski closer at first. Bo Porter had the first baseman Carter playing off the bag a little bit. Now the payoff pitch on the way. High and outside, ball 4. So the walk to Moreland, that loads him up for Craig Gentry. And let's go down to the field. Emily Jones standing by him.
Well, Buzz, you guys were talking about the head-scratching inconsistency of this offense of late. Ron Washington says, bottom line, if this team wants to play into October, it's got to be corrected.
You know, we're going to be ready to do our job, and we know what's ahead of us. But once again, once we get between those lines, we have to execute, and we have to do whatever it takes to put runs on the board. It's going to keep coming down to runs. We're not going to get away from that.
Yeah, apparently you need to score runs to win baseball games. I went back all the way through the history books. I didn't find a single game that a team won scoring no runs. So right now, the Rangers in much better shape than they have been the last couple nights, huh?
Yeah, Craig Gentry, a fly ball shallow center. And the throw's coming into shortstop as Rios tagged and then bluffed to move to the plate and stopped.
Well, with Rios' speed, he got to go on that ball. He wasn't even going to throw that ball home.
Oh, my goodness. Now, Alex, who was shot down in yesterday's ball game, trying to go from second to third on a fly ball to left, playing it very safe here and not able to advance. That is out number 2.
Yeah, that wasn't a very deep fly ball, and if it's Leonis Martin out in center field, that's one thing. But you got to force the issue on that one. Not sure exactly whether Gary held him up or whether he decided he couldn't go, but in any event, that was a run that didn't score, that should have scored. It's not a deep fly ball. You just assume the throw's coming home, but he didn't even think about throwing it home. He threw it to third.
1-0 pitch to Murphy. That's in the dirt, and Corcoran must have blocked that. I think Wash thought he should have tried to score.
Yeah, you know, you got to force the issue on that ball. It wasn't deep, but still, even on a ball like that, with Rios' speed, it takes a perfect throw to get him. If it's off one way or the other, Rios is going to score.
Now let's see if Murph can pick him up. 2-0 pitch. Foul straight back and out of play.
Oh, you get man home in the second inning from third with one out. Didn't matter, though. Ian ripped one off the center field wall to drive him in. Let's see if David can do the same thing right here.
David Murphy, a couple of career grand slams to his credit. 2 balls, 1 strike the count as Lyles studying the signs from Corcoran and taking a little too long for the liking of David Murphy. Now Corcoran going to go out and talk to his young right-hander. Well, the inning started with an infield single by Alex Rios, a strikeout of Beltran. And then Brzezinski grounded a single through the right side with Rios on to third. Moreland walked, and that set up the bases-loaded fly ball that did not score a run. Right-handed action out in the bullpen. David Martinez up and throwing for the Astros. 2-1 pitch is outside and high. It is 3 balls and a strike. Well, Murphy now can look for a pitch in a spot and try and drive it. Outside, ball 4. Murphy draws the 2-out walk that forces in Alex Rios, and the Rangers lead 4-0.
Well, for the second straight inning, a run scored anyway. Yeah, I think if you're a little bit surprised that he didn't try to score, if he did try to score, I think if you're Bo Porter, you would have been a little bit surprised that your center fielder didn't try to throw him out.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing the ball to third base.
Doug Bocale out there to have a chat with his battery, plus the shortstop BR. Trying to give his 22-year-old something to calm him down, get him back in the strike zone. Well, folks, tomorrow's the last game of the season to take advantage of half-price seats in the upper reserve, upper box, Lexus Club Terrace, and lower reserve seating sections. Go to TexasRangers.com/specials and use the online coupon code Ozarka. The conference concluded. Bases still loaded, still 2 outs. A run across. Leonis Martin, 0 for 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Martin was up last inning with Gentry at third and 1 out. Hit a rocket with the infield pulled in that Altuve knocked down and threw him out. Lines this one to center field. Barnes on the run. He's not going to get there. It's going to the wall. Brzezinski scores. Moreland scores. Here comes Murphy. He will score into third with a dive. He's out. All the runs score as Martin shot down, trying to stretch 2 into 3. But he gets 3 RBIs, and the Rangers extend the lead to 7-0. Well, the Rangers able to score 4 in the third inning. Nobody left after 3. Rangers by 7.
Over the Astros 7-0, and a Buzz and Tom, look, we have here a special guest, recording artist. This is Tracy Lawrence, got to sing the national anthem. What brought you to town, Tracy?
You know, I'm just passing through doing some media this week. I've got a new album that's been out about a month, so we were doing some television programs this morning, doing a little bit more tomorrow, and then I'm heading down to Florida for a couple of days, so I'm just working shows right now.
And you're a big baseball fan. You said you were talking briefly, and you said you used to schedule, I guess, concerts around baseball games, where to go see?
We have. We've done a lot of them. You know, I've actually got to hit a lot of the beautiful ballparks around the country. And this is, I've been to Ranger Stadium here several times over the last 20 years. So I just think it's a beautiful thing coming out to the ballpark on a wonderful night like tonight and being able to see a good ball game. It doesn't get much better than this.
Appreciate it. Good meeting you, Tracy. And speaking of beautiful things, Buzz, how about that catch by Alex Rios tonight?
Yeah, Doxy, how about
Great
that?
to see you, Jim. Thank you so much.
Well, what a play by Alex Rios off the bat of Matt Dominguez.
That ball was hit hard. It was a line shot. It took a nice jump, some long strides, and a nice play as he heads to the corner. Just ran it down.
Not many right fielders with that kind of speed cover that much ground.
No.
Wow. So out number one, here is the DH, Chris Carter. I think I told you before that he was playing first. He and Laird were switched in the original lineup. Laird is playing first. Carter's the DH. Fouls that pitch off. In any event, Chris Carter 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to third, leading off the Astros second. Rangers leading 7-0. Derek Holland trying to put it on cruise control here. Pitch fouled at home plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, I don't mean that he's taking anything for granted, but throwing a lot of strikes, that kind of cruise control. You don't worry about making a mistake that's going to hurt you. Still a ball and 2 strikes.
Pop that fastball in at 95 miles an hour. Carter's getting an opportunity to play every day. He's been called up to the big leagues before. Little trials here and there, 100 at bats here and there. This year he's getting to play every day.
Got him swinging.
Struck out a lot, but he's also hit 29 home runs.
That's the 205th time that Chris Carter has struck out. Derek Holland is 4th strikeout of the night.
A good combination. 95 mile an hour fastball and a good changeup located down and out of the strike zone. And that combination, a little too much for Carter in that at bat.
So Holland, 2 outs here in the 4th inning, will now face Brandon Laird. But Derek came in 10th in the American League with a career high 176 strikeouts. He has added 4 to that, so 180 for the year for Holland. Laird, a fly ball to center, his first time to the plate. He gets fisted with that fastball, and it is 0-2. And Holland doing exactly what you want to do after you're given the kind of lead that he has. Go out there and say, here's my best stuff. Let's see what you can do with it. The 0-2 coming. Laird hitting at 182. See, in the last 6 ball games, Brandon Laird has not fared very well. Just 1 for 11 with 4 strikeouts. Out of play down the right side. Derek Holland trying to get his 10th win and join Rangers Hall of Famer Kenny Rogers as the only left-hander in Ranger history to have 3 consecutive 10-plus win seasons. Another strikeout. Holland has 5 after 4 innings. Astros down in order, 7-0 Rangers. O'clock right here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the night has come to a close for Jordan Lyles, so that streak of diminishing returns against the Rangers continues. And David Martinez has come out of the bullpen to take over for Lyles. I mentioned Lyles had the last 4 starts against the Rangers go from 6 innings to 5 innings to 4 1/3 to 4, and now you throw a 3 on that. That's all he lasted tonight, giving up 7 runs on 7 hits. And David Martinez takes over to face the top of the Ranger order, Ian Kinsler, who's 2 for 2. Looks at strike 1. Kinsler, a single, a double. Drove in his 67th run of the year in the second. He chops one on 2 big hops to third. Dominguez, a high throw, and Laird cannot come down with it. Takes 1 hop and into the first row. And Matt Dominguez, very kind of nonchalant toss over to first, just sailed on him.
Yeah, we've seen Dominguez play some pretty solid defense at third base. It's obviously a pretty easy play for him. Catches it on a hop, fires it over the first baseman's head, and for the 4th straight inning, the Rangers have a leadoff man on.
That'll be a 2-base error on Matt Dominguez.
They needed Carter playing first base.
Yeah,
he would have been tall enough to maybe keep that from going past.
Astros not having a real good year defensively. Anyway, that's their 118th error. They are 14th in the American League coming in. That, for right now anyway, is the most in the American League. 118 errors. Here's Elvis. Takes outside for ball 1. Anders, a single, a run scored in the first inning. Last time up, he lined out to center field. Kinsler is lead from second. Martinez checks him and misses high. Elvis 40 steals, 65 RBI. Mike Trout, Matt Kemp, the only other 2 major league players since 2011 with those plateaus, 40 and 65. It's pretty rarefied company. You start getting mentioned with Trout and Kemp in those offensive numbers.
It's pretty rarefied company that can play like Elvis has played in the last 6 weeks too.
Two balls and a strike. Ranger bench keeping an eye on things over there.
Elvis has knocked in 60 and 62 runs in the last 2 seasons. If it keeps finishing the way he's playing right now, he's going to knock in over 70 this year.
Three balls, 1 strike to count. Martinez sets a check of second. And Elvis shoots it foul down the right side. Hit it well, but sliced it back into the seats. Elvis facing David Martinez, second pitcher that Bo Porter has used tonight. Martinez is 6'2", about 225 out of Venezuela. And the 3-2. Up the middle, into center field, a base hit. Kinsler being waved around third. Here comes the throw from Barnes. It's cut off, and they've got Elvis hung up. Altuve running into second, and he will make the tag for the out. Elvis got caught rounding first too far, but he had driven home Ian Kinsler, and the Rangers now lead 8-0.
Well, as an outfielder, you go for the runner, but if you hit the cutoff man, then you've got a chance to get the next runner. Rangers, almost every time they get the chance, if the throw comes to the plate, they take the next base. This time, the cutoff man knows that they can't throw the runner out. The throw was a solid throw, hit the cutoff man, and at least they get an out.
Well, it goes 8-3-4 on the putout. Well, the rundown, but Elvis with his 66th run driven in of the year, and the Rangers now with a snowman up there, 8 spot. Alex Rios, the next hitter, up there with the bases empty and 1 away now. Alex is 2 for 2 tonight. He takes a knee-high strike. 0-2 the count. Rios, a 2-run double in the first. A single leading off the third. Came around to score on the bases loaded walk by David Murphy. This ball is hammered to left field. Way back it is. Off the top of the wall, it's gone. Second base umpire Chris Conroy out there first made the signal that that ball left the ballpark. And Alex Rios, with his 18th home run of the year, makes it a 9-0 Ranger lead.
Double, a single, and a home run for Alex, along with 3 RBIs. Haven't seen an outburst like this for a while. It's very nice to watch. A hanging off speed pitch inside part of the plate. Just enough to sneak it out of here.
That is the first home run the Rangers have hit in this ballpark in the last 8 ball games.
Wow.
See that ball bounding off that back wall coming back onto the field. And Beltre high in the air but out of play down the right side. And the count moves to 1-2. Adrian, the lone Ranger that has not been on base tonight. He has struck out both times. He goes after a high Martinez pitch and fouls it away. Martinez back to the plate. 2-2. The Rangers 9 runs on 9 hits. Alex Rios now just a triple shy of the cycle. And Beltre has the hat trick as he fans for the 3rd straight time. 2 out. Martinez with his first strikeout of the night.
Not sure how many games he's had where he struck out 3 times in the first 4 innings. Fortunately, everybody else has chipped in, and it's not that big a deal. But so many times this year where Adrian was the one holding everybody else up.
Yeah, that's right.
He's getting a little support tonight.
Brzezinski down on the count 0-1. AJ 1 for 2 with a run scored. That single came back in the 3rd. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Home run, by the way, for Alex Rios, his 18th, and went 394 feet. One. Now 2-1. Martinez back to Brzezinski. And a roller down to first. Laird has it. He will take it to the bag himself, and that'll do it. But Rangers come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, an error, and nobody left. Alex Rios go to the cap on a 2-run inning. But go to the 5th. It's the Rangers 9, the Astros 0. Nice to see, and a 9-0 lead for the Rangers and for Derek Holland. Everybody in the ballpark's happy. A little ticklish. Normally, Mark McLemore would be up here, but we got this guy off the street somewhere out here.
Yeah, it's good to be with you guys.
Malcolm Johnson, we're going to make a star out of Malcolm tonight.
It's Malcolm in the middle. Yeah, that's right.
Malcolm, interesting. Be
interested. Hey. I get bailed out.
You know what happened? You know what happened to Wally Pipp, don't you?
I'm going to let Mac take that one.
He's coming.
Malcolm's a nice guy. He's going to give Mac a second chance.
I thought maybe Mac couldn't play with a lead. You know, L.J. HOU is leading things off, and he's down to the count, 1 and 2 strikes. Holland's next pitch, and that's low. It's 2-2. Joining us, Mark McLemore. He knew he'd get
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, Malcolm wanted an audition, so I said, hey, jump in there for me. Let me see what you can do.
He did a pretty good job.
What happened was Malcolm was comfortable right here. Mac wasn't too comfortable
There
doing
you go.
the audio up here. That was the problem. He didn't know where the buttons were.
And call strike 3. Holland gets his 3rd consecutive strikeout. Ho's caught window shopping on that one. And that is 6 strikeouts now for the Ranger left-hander.
Well, he's pumping in some strikes, quality strikes. Good location, great velocity with his fastball tonight. Consistently 94, 95. That was almost right down the middle of the plate. Got him looking.
I'm not really sure what L.J. Hose was looking for, but
maybe a changeup.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have been. Another unhittable pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Trevor Crowe, who had an infield single his first time to the plate.
I don't know. That always seemed to bother me, though. When you've got a guy that can throw 94, 95, and the hitter looks for a changeup. I wasn't that good.
No. Yeah, and I'm not suggesting that's what he was doing. I think he just threw it right by him. But yeah, if you go up there looking for a changeup, you're going to hit about 150 if that's what you're looking for all year long.
You won't do it very often, I don't think. You won't be in a position to do it very often. Your skipper will say,
"You're down playing for Bobby Jones."
That's right. We got a spot for you down.
Go look for that changeup down in Round Rock.
2-1. The pitch is high. 3 balls and a strike to Crowe. Holland staying right on top the pitching rubbers. He gets the sign. And he misses inside for ball 4. That is the first walk issued by Holland. That after 3 consecutive strikeouts. So Crowe aboard, and Carlos Corporan will come up. Mac, I guess it never ceases to amaze me how quickly this game can turn around for you. Yesterday, the Rangers couldn't score a run to save their lives. Today, they can't help but score runs.
It's amazing. This is a very humbling game. And if you haven't played it, it will get you. It doesn't matter who you are, how great you are. At some point, this game will humble you, and it can turn on a dime.
Yeah, in both ways, too. It leave you scratching your head and mumbling to yourself a lot. Corporan had a looping single to left field his first time. That was back in the 3rd inning. Got Crowe at first with 1 out. That's out of play. It was kind of an odd road trip for the Rangers. It's been an odd last 2 months of the season anyway, but alternating wins and losses. And it seemed like they alternated playing well and almost playing well, but never getting over the hump in the games they lost.
No, they just couldn't get over that hump. They couldn't get that 1 hit. They were getting runners on base, but couldn't get that 1 big hit or that 1 pitching performance that was shut down on offense. And like you said, it was 1 good one, 1 bad one, 1 good one, 1 bad one. That's not how this team normally plays.
I argue that ball hit Corporan. Sometimes it hits the bottom of the knob right there. It's tough to tell. It's impossible for an umpire. The only thing you can say is if that fastball hit his finger, there might have been a little bit more of a reaction than there was. Looked like it hit the knob.
In any event, it's no balls and 2 strikes. In the air to center field, that'll chase Leonis Martin bat a bit, but he camps underneath it in the alley, makes the grab back to first. Goes Crowe. There are now 2 outs. Okay, that last road trip aside, Mac, this time of year, and I heard you say on Rangers Live before the game that you hope that guys are looking forward to this last week in anticipation rather than dread, and you can have both of them. I mean, it's you can anticipate it and be worried about what might happen because you put yourself in this position, but it's almost the epitome of one game at a time.
It really is. And, the guys that are, dreading coming to the park this week, I'm not sure if I want that guy on my team.
Yeah.
This is the time where you should be excited. There are very few times when you win a division by 10 games or more. It just doesn't happen very often. It always comes down to the last week, and more times than not, it comes down to that last weekend. So if you're a guy that's dreading, this last week of, intense baseball, I don't want you to be my teammate.
I agree with you.
I want you to come to the ballpark excited, ready to go, fired up. This is what we've all been waiting for, what we've been playing for. No one said it was going to be easy. So this is the tough part. Let's go get them.
Yep. 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Pulling the string, a big hook, and Holland gets his 7th strikeout. A walk, but he's stranded halfway through the ballgame. Rangers 9, Astros 0 on Fox Sports Southwest. To you, the starters, Brad Peacock with his 5-5 record going for the Astros, and HOU Darvish, who has had great success against the Astros, is 13-9, and of course you almost a perfecto and took a no-hitter deep into the ball game against the Astros. Big strikeout games. Perfect setup for HOU Darvish, for him to help this ball club, his Ranger ball club, continue their dominance here tomorrow night. Mitch Moreland beginning things against David Martinez here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A rip and a miss. Moreland 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Martinez back to the plate, and Moreland hits one toward right center. Altuve, a jump throw, not in time as Moreland able to leg it out. Well, there's a case where the shift played against you because that was a ground ball right at where a second baseman would normally be.
It's pretty tough to throw anybody out from that far out if you've got to go one way or the other. Altuve has to go pretty far to his right. That's a pretty nice play, though. Back, did they throw shifts like that? Back when, not that you played that long ago, but
back in the day,
you weren't quite back as far as Buzz and me, but 10 years ago, 15 years ago, did you guys have those kind of shifts?
Yeah, we did. We did a shift like that with Barry Bonds. A lot of teams did that with Mickey Tettleton. So there were a few guys we did it with. Let's see, not McGuire, not Canseco, but Dave Parker. I remember we did a shift like that with Dave Parker.
If you're playing second way out there, are you comfortable if the ball's hit you, or does it feel weird?
For me, playing out there, I loved it, especially Ken Herbeck. We did it against him. I loved it because if he hit the ball to me, especially in the dome on that turf, sometimes I'd want to get out of the way. So yes, I felt very comfortable playing that deep against those guys. Obviously, that's a tough play for Altuve there, but yeah, against certain big left-handed hitters, we did it against them. And I had no issues with it.
Right.
You got to be a little careful though on natural grass, don't you? That the lip of the outfield grass doesn't get in your way as if you're playing behind it.
It's not so much the lip; it's just if it's a ground ball, it'll get past the lip because you're so far back. If it hits the lip, it's still going to get to its normal roll. But as that grass is chopping it down, you've got to come get it because even though that guy's not very fast, when you're playing back, 130, 140 feet,
right?
You've got to get it, and it's almost as though you're at shortstop. You can't bobble it, you can't stutter step. You've got to come up clean and fire a strike.
Murphy, a drive to right center. That is in for a hit. Moreland around second, will motor to third. And the Rangers once again starting to play first and third here tonight. Runners at the corners for Leonis Martin as Murphy has his first hit of the evening. Guys look like they've been storing this up for a while.
They have. Murph's starting to swing the bat a little bit. He's getting pitches to hit, and he's not missing them. So this could be something that can jumpstart not just Murph, but the whole team.
Oh, 11 hits now for the Rangers tonight. Leonis Martin has one of those hits. He had a bases clearing double in the third inning. The base is full, and he wrapped one to the wall in right center and then was thrown out trying to stretch a double into a triple. But 3 RBI on the play, 44 now driven in for Martin. He's got Morgan at third base, Murphy at first, and just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Oh, 2. Leonis, after that double, the batting average right at 260 now. Foul tipped into the glove of Carlos Corcoran. That's a strikeout. And 2 away. It'll be up to Ian Kinsler. The Rangers are to continue this inning. Let's take time right here for a Mazda game break with Dana Larson. Dana? All right, Dana. 11 Ks in 5 innings, huh? That's pretty good.
Not a whole lot of contact going on.
That guy's falling asleep in the outfield. Ian Kinsler has been aboard all 3 times tonight. A couple of hits, also by an error. He has scored 2 runs, knocked in a run. He has been a busy Ranger. Now Morgan down the line from third, Murphy from first, taking his lead towards second. And the pitch is low. It's 2-0. Martinez okays the sign. And Kinsler rips one to third. Dominguez has it, goes the short way. That'll do it. So the Rangers don't score. They strand 2 on a couple of hits. Mac, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll look forward to hearing you after the ball game on Rangers Live. 9-0 is brought to you by the all-new Mazda 6. When you change everything, you change everything. And the Rangers have changed everything. Their fortunes included. 9-0. Rangers on top. Jonathan Villar starting things off against Derek Holland, a swinging strike 1. Villar has struck out and grounded out tonight. Holland has allowed just the 3 base hits, 2 of them coming in this 3rd inning. He's walked 1, struck out 7. 1 ball, 1 strike. Holland, a long look in. Now the left-hander goes to the wind. He got away with a hanging breaking ball, but when you're ahead 9-0, you don't really worry about that too much.
A lot of strikes for Derek, too. 55 out of 74 pitches have been strikes.
And he misses high. It's 2-2 now. The RS switch hitter hitting a leadoff spot. Holland winds and the 2-2 to him. Loop to left field. Gentry is playing deep, coming on. He slides and makes the catch. Oh, Craig Gentry, great closing speed. And he was able to pick that right off the top of the grass.
Yeah, it didn't look like that was going to be caught off the bat. It looked like a little looper that Craig would stop and catch on a hop. But his blazing speed allows him to come in and pick that ball right off the ground. Great camera shot. Ball stays in the glove. 1 out. Nice play. With concentration on the eyes, with his eyes.
And Altuve now shoots one down the right field side on the first pitch. And
he's out.
Off the railing. that would count in highlight, wouldn't it?
That's a pretty nice play there. Point.
There you go. Right to him. And the next pitch, rifle to center field. Leonis Martin going back, now has to put the brakes on.
He almost overran it.
It's a grab. Well, that is out number 2. Let's go down to Jim Knox, who has a special guest on hand. Jim.
All right, yes, Buzz, here he is, John Blake. I think this is his only appearance with us tonight, so he's here for a special announcements, how Ranger fans can help the great Eric Nadel out. What's this all about, John?
Well, it's a big announcement, Jim, if I'm here with you tonight. Eric Nadel has been on the ballot for the Ford C. Frick Award for the last 3 years. This is the year we're going to get him in. It's a prestigious award given every year for outstanding broadcast excellence by the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Fans can go to facebook.com/baseballhall between now and September 30th. Vote for Eric, get him on the ballot, and then a selection committee will make the final decision. And hopefully this is the year we get Eric into the Hall of Fame.
There we go. Ian Kinzer almost with a great play right there. Again, John, what is that website?
Facebook.com/baseballhall. You can vote once a day between now and the 30th of September, and we'll try to get Eric in the Hall of Fame 2014.
John Blake here was a big announcement. Let's get Eric Nadel in the Hall of Fame. Appreciate it. Thank you, John. Good to see you, Buzz.
All right, Noxie, thanks. Yeah, very, very deserving, Eric Nadel, and he needs to be the winner of the Ford Frick Award. Great service to baseball, great service to the Rangers and their fans over the last 4 decades. Well, Matt Dominguez with an infield single is aboard with 2 outs. And Chris Carter is not coming up. Excuse me, this is Martinez. And J.D. Martinez handling the at-bat. 252 is the average. 7 home runs, 36 driven in. It's fouled off the screen, and the count moves to 2-1. Rangers leading 9-0. They have out hit the Astros 11-4. Holland working here in the 6th inning. And the next pitch is fouled away to the right by Martinez. That evens the count now at 2-2. Brzezinski flashing the sign out. Holland back to the plate. A check swing. He went around. And home plate umpire Jerry Meals said, yep, I saw it all the way. And J.D. Martinez said, no, you didn't. The strikeout for Holland is 8th of the night. Astros gone in the 6th. After 5.5, it remains the Rangers 9, the Astros nothing. Sonic Slam Inning brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $2,600 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are in for Cheryl Larson from Crandall. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Cheryl Larson from Crandall will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Elvis Andrus will start things off. Then Alex Rios and Adrian Beltre face David Martinez. Martinez getting set to begin his 3rd full inning of work tonight. And the pitch right down the middle to Elvis, taking all the way for strike 1. Elvis 2 for 3, an RBI. He has scored a run. Now 66 RBI. Still just 1 behind Ian Kinsler. Top 2 guys in the order now approaching 70 RBI each, and that's it's pretty significant. Ground ball into the hole, and by the sliding DR into left field. Well, Elvis, with his 3rd hit of the night, is aboard to start the Rangers 6th. And our 4 leaderboard tonight, showing you the home runs in September for the Rangers. Alex Rios with 5 now. Elvis Andrews and Mitch Moreland both with 3. There's Elvis right up at the top in the power number. And he has his 3rd hit of the night, leading off the 6th inning in front of Alex Rios. And a new third baseman for the Houston Astros, Marwin Gonzalez, has come in to take over, and moving into second base, Jake Elmore. Rios to right center field. We may have a chance for a triple. Rios putting on the burners. He is around third. In to score is Elvis. He is insulated with a triple, and he has the cycle tonight.
That was quick. 4 times up, he accomplished it. You knew, Buzz, the minute that ball was hit on a line to the deepest part of the field, 407 to right center field, the hitter knows, and he's got the speed, and he was going for third all the way.
Well, the first Ranger to hit for the cycle since Adrian Beltre. Boy, what a patented shot off the bat of Rios. If you're going to diagram a triple, that's exactly the guy you'd have hitting it to that exact spot. Well, the Rangers ahead now 10-0 as Rios has his 4th RBI of the night. That's pretty much no contest.
He got there a little bit quicker than Benji Molina did.
And Beltre drives it to center. That's going to be deep enough to score Rios. The catch is made by Barnes, and Rios will jog down the line in to score Adrian Beltre. With a sacrifice fly, the Rangers lead 11-0. Adrian, who had struck out the first 3 times that he come to home plate, this time able to put the ball in play and get an RBI for his work. Alex Rios, high fives all around for scoring the run, but also for hitting for the cycle in his first 4 at-bats in this ball game. The last 2 cyclists for the Rangers, Rios and Beltre. And Brzezinski lines one down the right side. That is headed to the corner, an extra base. Hose digging it out of there and into second with a double. A.J. Brzezinski, his 2nd hit of the night. Cole Porter talking to Jose Altuve over on the Astro bench. I guess all you can say as far as the Astros are concerned, a lot of teaching moments.
Now batting first baseman Mitch Moreland.
Well, AJ a single and now a double. He is at second. Still just 1 out. Mitch Moreland, who singled his last time up, will step in. Rangers with 14 hits. Moreland with his single last time snapped an 0 for 14 streak. Doug Brocail calling down to the Astro bullpen. Get somebody up and throwing. Pitch inside to Mitch.
Just told him no one's home.
Yeah, nobody answered the phone for him. And
that might be the
he might be right. There is nobody home out there.
The fewest guys in the bullpen in September I've ever seen. They've got a lot more guys now. I don't know where they are.
Well, judging from the scoreboard, I've got a pretty good idea where they might be up in the clubhouse watching. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch. Brzezinski, a short lead out at second. And Martinez back to the plate. Moreland chops it foul toward the Ranger dugout. Lowe is up and starting to throw. Judge in Lowe. 1-2. Mitch tired of waiting, so he backs out. Now Martinez back to him. That's in the dirt, and it gets away all the way to the backstop. Down to third. He is Pierzynski. Max Stassi, by the way, the new catcher. Two and two to Moreland. Off the end of the bat toward right field and down the line. Pierzynski tagging. The catch is made by Hose. Pierzynski coming down the line. He will score. And a sacrifice fly for Mitch Moreland. The Rangers now have put up a dozen. It is 12-0 Texas. Moreland with his 59th RBI. Now base is empty and two away. And Craig Gentry, who has walked and twice flied out. One ball, no strikes. And 2-0 the count. The Rangers up and down the order tonight have been getting on, been getting in. Most since the 19th of August against the Astros. 2-0 to Gentry, and that is chop foul. Gentry asking home plate umpire Jerry Meals if that was a ball. And I think Meals applied in the affirmative. Out of play, the count evens at 2-2. Next pitch to Craig, and his pop foul back into the seats. Martinez to the line. 2-2 pitch hit in the air to center. Not very deep. Barnes comes in a couple of steps, and that will do it. But Rangers come up with 3 runs that included Alex Rios tripping one. That gave him the cycle tonight. Double, single, home run, and a 3-bagger. On to the 7th we go. 12-0 Rangers. Alex Rios, the 7th cycle in Ranger team history in his first 4 at-bats tonight. Alex Rios has turned that trick. That is the 6th cycle in the history of Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, the 4th by a Ranger. And the Rangers, a dozen runs on 14 hits. But the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, 9 for 12, 7 runs, and 6 RBI. When you talk about breaking out, that's exactly what the Rangers have done. And the recipient is Derek Holland, who's back to the hill to start work here in the 7th inning. Brandon Laird, the first baseman, to lead things off. And swinging at the first pitch, he pops it up. Elvis backpedaling, shallow center field, waits for it to come down out of the night sky. 1 pitch and 1 away. And some defensive changes for the Rangers. Adam Rosales coming in to take over for Adrian Beltre at third base. And Jurickson Profar giving Ian Kinsler the rest of the night off at second. It's been a while since Ron Washington's had the opportunity to get some of the guys off the field. L.J. Hose has struck out both times that he has come up against Derek Holland tonight. Chopper out to Elvis, a cap high and the throw right on the mark. 2 gone. We'll take a look at the Now That's Better feature. How about Derek Holland this season? 0.81 ERA and 9 wins and 1 home run allowed. A 4.80 ERA in the other 22 starts with 18 home runs allowed. The wins? Yeah, that's better. Wendy's would tell you that. Trevor Crowe, first ball swinging, and a little ground ball down the third base line. It's going to stay fair, and all Rosales can do is pick it up and throw it back to Holland. But Trevor Crowe has not hit the ball out of the infield, but he's been on base 3 times with 2 hits.
Yeah, all you can do is hope that ball goes foul, but it's got a little spin on it, but kind of straightened out, went right over the corner of the bag.
Now that is the 5th hit for the Astros tonight. Carlos Corporan has one of those 5 hits. And first ball swinging, or this is Stassi, I'm sorry, Max Stassi with his first at bat of the night. 333 hitter, and he flies out to center on the first pitch. That'll do it for the Astros. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Stretch time in Arlington. Rangers 12, Astros nothing. A lot of activity. Only a couple of zeros in the hit column. Adrian Beltre an 0 for 3, but he had a sacrifice fly. And Greg Gentry an 0 for 3, but he had a walk and scored a run. Everybody else has at least 1 hit. And it has been up and down the order, including Alex Rios with the cycle tonight. Double, single, home run, and triple. In order is 4 at-bats tonight for Alex Rios. So we go to the bottom half of inning number 7. David Murphy getting ready to lead things off. And a new pitcher on the mound would be Kai-Jen Lowe. Taiwanese pitcher came over to Houston and signed him before the 2009 season. He's been developing in the Houston minor league system. He's now at the big league level working for the Astros. The numbers for Lowe, his 18th appearance this year. He'll face Murphy, Leonis Martin, then back to the top of the order for Jurickson Profar. And Murphy, a hot shot on one short hop out to Jake Elmore, the second baseman. And Murphy is retired. He is 1 for 3 now. He hit that ball very squarely. We'll take a look at some more defensive changes. Jimmy Paredes is in the ball game now in right field for the Astros as L.J. Hose moves over to left field. Paredes will bat in the 7th spot, occupied by Trevor Crowe. Leonis Martin 1 for 3. A 3-run double. That was back in the 3rd inning. Fouls the next pitch back. It is 1-1. .259 the average for Leonis. Lowe nods in agreement. The right-hander is ready. The pitch fouled out of play down the left side. The Rangers 12 runs on 14 hits. They have played error-free baseball. Astros no runs on just 5 hits against Derek Holland. They have committed the only error of the game. 1-2 pitch is coming. Little looper up the middle. Shortstop VR has it. A quick throw. And out at first is Martin. 2 gone. And Jurickson Profar now will get his first at bat. Now let's take time here for a Mazda game break with Dana Larson. Dana? All right, Dana, little looper into center, and Barnes comes on to make the catch, and Profar is the final out of the 7th inning. So the Rangers gone quickly against Lowe. We're going to the 8th. It's the Rangers 12, the Astros nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
To Lee, who brought 3 priests from Chile to the game. Lee, thank you for doing that. This is Father Cox, and Father Cox, can you do me a special favor? Can you put your hand on the Ranger dugout and toss up a special blessing, please?
Of course. Señor, que pueden festejar en el séptimo día.
What was that?
Lord, may they celebrate on the 7th day.
I like the way you're thinking very much. Thank you very much, Father Cox. And Lee, congratulations, Progressive Fan of the Game, for bringing the 3 priests. And if this works, we're going to make you Progressive Fan of the Year. Thank you, Lee.
6 more. Let's go Rangers.
There we go. 6 more, Father. We'll just sit you right here next to the Ranger dugout the rest of the way, okay? Okay. All right. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Buzz.
Nice going, Doxy. I knew you'd come up with something to help the cause. Wow. Oh. Derek Holland back out to the mound, and he is going to work here in the top of the 8th inning, leading by a score of 12-0. Holland just at the 90 pitch mark. And Jimmy Paredes is leading things off. He shoots one out of play. Paredes lines one to left. Gentry toward the line, still on the run, and makes the catch. Nice play by Gentry to take extra bases away from Paredes.
Can't beat the speed.
Well, the Twitter poll for tonight, the AT&T Twitter poll, the results are in. And your winner, Ian Kinsler's inside the park over. How about that? 67%. Like the way that ball stuck under the padding. Ian Kinsler just kept right on going. So then he gets to put on the short sleeve jacket and take the rest of the evening off.
Yep. Enjoy the night.
Watch the rest of it.
Derek will be throwing his 94th pitch now in the 8th inning.
Rosales, jump throw right there. Wow, Adam Rosales showing you a pretty strong arm.
He's got a strong
arm. Make
arm.
that play.
He does. Derek's throwing a lot of strikes, putting the ball in play. The Rangers making the plays behind him. Very nice play by Adam.
Yeah, as you can tell, there are quite a few changes defensively for the Rangers. We'll catch you up with those as we go along. You saw Jim Adducci come into the ball game to take over at first. Adam Rosales at second. And a new third baseman, Robinson Chirinos, getting his second opportunity at third, moving from second to short, Jurickson Profar. High fly ball to right, a new right fielder out there, Angel Beltre toward the line and makes the grab. That will do it. 3 up, 3 down. Holland breezing through 8. After 7.5, Rangers 12, Astros nothing. Ticket plans. You can reserve your 2014 season tickets and get the best locations at the very best prices. Learn more at TexasRangers.com/seasons, or you can call 972 Rangers extension 3. Now on we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers with that commanding 12-0 lead, and Josh Fields enters the ball game to take over on the hill for the Astros. Well, Fields, who has become the de facto closer for the Astros, although since the Astros are stuck on 51 wins, he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to close out ball games, or at least to get saves. And the first pitch to Jim Adduci, starting things off. It is low for ball one. See the numbers on Fields, his 38th ball game of the year. Ball two is low and away. Adduci at 258. No home runs, no RBI in his first foray to the major league level. Fields back to him. And it's 3-0. Adduci waiting. .3-0 pitch. Ball four. Adduci draws the leadoff walk here in the 8th. And Angel Beltre will come up. But first, let's head over to Dana Larson, checking with her about Rangers Live coming up after the game. Dana?
We do have the post-game show on the way in just a little bit, Buzz, and it will be fun as the Rangers are turning the tables here tonight. Emily Jones will be in the clubhouse with the player reaction. Ron Washington as well. We'll get you ready for Yu Darvish and tomorrow's game 2. We've got it all coming up. Join me and Mark McLemore right after the game. Rangers Live presented by Esurance, Buzz.
I wonder if Dana's going to have Mac or is it going to be Malcolm? I'd be interested to see who comes over there.
We'd love to have Malcolm.
He said you guys couldn't afford him. Where'd he go? 0-1 the count. Angel Beltre with his first at bat of the night. Beltre at 256. Couple of RBIs, hitting with Adduci at first. And the pitch just off the outside corner from Fields. A ball and a strike.
Well, you knew at the beginning of the year that it was going to be a long season for the Astros. Didn't seem like there would be any way that they could keep from losing 100 games. But, you know, from watching them in the 19 times we'll end up playing them, it looks like they've maintained a pretty positive outlook under Bo Porter as well as you could possibly do. They play with enthusiasm. They play some good games against the Rangers. But it's, you know, a long way to go. They've got a good minor league system. They've developed some good, are developing some really good prospects. They'll have the first pick in the draft again next year. But it takes a while to do that in baseball. It doesn't happen overnight. Hopefully, Bo Porter will be the manager here when they turn things around. He deserves to be.
Can't come up with that ground ball off the bat of Beltre, and everybody's going to be safe. That is going to be the second error of the night. Charge to the Astros, and it puts 2 on with nobody out for Adam Rosales.
Yeah, I think he's thinking double play too much. Tried to be a little too quick. Just forgot to catch the ball.
So Rosales steps in, batting .192 with 5 home runs and 12 RBI. Fields' first pitch. It's low and inside for ball 1. And Travis Blackley, the former Astro, loosening in the Ranger bullpen. Eric Holland still under 100 pitches for tonight. But with a 12-0 lead, unless he was able to talk Ron Washington into letting him go out for the 9th, there'd be not much of a reason to complete games anymore are not looked upon as something that are important for starting pitchers.
Well, get the win and be strong for your last start.
You're talking about the Astros, Tom. They're on pace now to lose more than they did last year. Last year they lost 107 as Rosales bangs one to center. That's playable for Barnes. He backs up, makes the catch. Adduci tags at second, moves to third. So runners at the corners with 1 out. And A.J. Brzezinski coming up. Our AT&T Uverse Rewind tonight. And guess who? Alex Rios. First time up. 2-run double down the left field line. Next time up. How about a little infield single? There's the second leg. Third time up. 18th home run of the year. And the fourth time up, to right center field, perfectly placed, three-bagger, the seventh cycle in Ranger history. Well, hats off to Alex Rios. Quite a night here tonight. And A.J. Pierzynski having quite a night for himself. He is 2 for 4. He has singled and doubled. He has scored twice. Medusi, the runner at third. Angel Beltre over at first with one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is a strike. 1-1. And A.J. caught looking. He is gone on strikes. The scoreboard had it at 1-1, and I believed him. But that's 3 strikes. They haven't changed the rules. Well, A.J. caught looking. He is gone for out number 2, and it will bring up Robinson Chirinos for his first at bat. Chirinos, a 185 hitter. This is his third tour of duty with the Rangers this year.
I don't know if it was his last at bat. It might have been his last at bat, but in that one game, late in the game, he got that pinch hit doubled on the right field line in a 1-run game. Exciting game. I think that was the game we were trying to make the comeback, wasn't it?
Yep, I believe so.
Scored 6 and needed 7.
1-1 the count. And Reiner Cruz, hard-throwing right-hander, loosening in the bullpen for the Astros just in case. Got 2 outs, first and third the runners. The 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Rangers leading 12-0. A crowd of a little over 33,000 on hand here tonight to see the first game of this last week of the Rangers season. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Stassi will have to complete the play at first. He does. And that'll take care of the Rangers in the 8th. No runs, no hits, an error. And 2 men are left. We're going to the 9th inning. It's the Rangers 12 and the Astros nothing. Texas Ranger Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by the Built Ford Tough sales event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. And by Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. Derek Holland back to the hill, trying to get his second shutout of the year. Had one against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. That a 2-hit whitewashing of the Bronx Bombers. And here he has given up 5 hits. Working to Marwin Gonzalez, starting things off in the Astros 9th inning. Gonzalez, a .222 hitter. Fouls down that next pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Derek's next pitch will be number 100 in the evening. 73 strikes so far. 26 balls. So great ball strike ratio. Holland with 8 strikeouts. 2-2. Derek back to the plate. Ground ball to short. Profar. On to first. Out number 1. Well, folks, a reminder that the first 20,000 fans at Rangers Ballpark tomorrow will get the last giveaway of the regular season. It's a Yu Darvish K-Counter bobblehead, and it's courtesy of AT&T. Don't miss out. Great seats are still available at TexasRangers.com or you can call 972 Rangers to reserve your seats. J.D. Martinez goes after the first pitch and fouls it straight back from Holland. It is 0-1. And tomorrow night, not only is it Darvish K-Counter bobblehead night, it is U Darvish on the hill. AT&T Uverse TV tells you we'll be right back here 7 o'clock tomorrow night as Holland gives up a looping single to right center field to J.D. Martinez. A one-out base hit, the 6th of the night given up by Holland. And now Brandon Laird will come up. The wash giving Holland an opportunity to close out the shutout. As Ross Wolf ready for the right side out there in the bullpen.
What do you figure, Buzz? How many pitches you figure he'll let him go? 120?
Yeah, I think until he gives
let him just finish it up.
Until he gives up a run. You know, I mean, unless he's sort of walking people. Chopper slowly hit wide of third and into foul territory. Chirinos. Yeah, unless Derek just completely lost the strike zone and walked everybody, ended up throwing another 20 pitches or something like that. That would get him out of there. But if he can get the final 2 outs and before he gives up a run, that's what's going to happen. Inside, a ball and a strike. Kind of like Matt Garza the other night in Kansas City. That was a 3-0 game. It was different from that standpoint. The Rangers aren't immediately in danger of losing this one. Rip and a miss by Laird. It's 1-2. Matt Garza and talking to Matt Harrison. Holland back to the plate. Got him swinging. That is strikeout number 9 for Holland. 2 gone.
I might as well finish it off and make it an even 10 strikeouts for the night.
Holland has had 3 games this year of exactly 10 strikeouts. None, though, since the first week in August. And the first pitch to L.J. Hose is a high for ball 1. Hose 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to short. 1-1. Derek's 2-hitter against the Yankees came back on June 27th. Ended up throwing 92 pitches, was all in that game. That's just outside. He has exceeded that, but still a very modest pitch count for 9 innings, 110 pitches so far. Two-one pitch. And I think she probably is going to get that.
She's feeling pretty good about it right now.
I would think so. Assuming today's her birthday.
Be the worst birthday in history if it doesn't turn into a win. There you go.
And that will do it if Leonis can get back there to make the catch. He's on the track, and that indeed does it. Derek Holland throws his second complete game shutout of the year, and the Rangers back on the winning side of things as they down the Astros 12-0 tonight. Now the first game of what is a critical 7-game stretch in the books as a W for the Rangers. Derek Holland and his battery mate A.J. Prziski finishing off a 6-hit shutout for Holland and the Rangers.
Well, Derek, we said, Buzz, right off the bat, the thing that you want to see tonight is you want to see the starting pitcher come out and take charge of the ball game, and Derek did that. You also wanted to see the lineup as a group contribute to a win, and they did that right off the bat. Started off single, double, 2 runs in the first inning. 6 or 7 different guys had at least one RBI. Rios hit for the cycle. So a great offensive effort and solid starting pitching by Derek Holland tonight. Rangers start the homestand with a big win.
And the Rangers extend the losing scheme for the Astros. Now 10 straight losses for Houston. They lose their 106th game against 51 losses, or 51 wins. Rangers, meanwhile, have their 85th win of the year. They get back on the winning side of things. They're now 40-35 here at home, winning for the first time in 7 ball games in the friendly confines of Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Now let's go down to the field now. Emily Jones standing by with an elated Derek Holland. Em?
Thanks, guys, very much. Derek, a complete game shutout for you. Quite the statement made, not only by you, but the offense as well.
I think it's more about the offense today. I mean, I give a lot of credit. Those guys were making some sweet plays for me out there. But, Rios with the cycle, I mean, to me, I think that's more important than me throwing the shutout.
A complete game, really, in all phases for you guys. Just talk about how nice it is to start this homestand off like this.
Well, I mean, look at the fans. They're here for us. They're pulling for us and everything. We did everything for them. And, we know we got to gain some ground, do everything we can. And today was a great example of it.
Talk about just getting that run support, especially early, what that does for you on the mound.
Man, that was awesome. It's been a while. What are you looking for?
I don't know. You're making me paranoid.
No, it was, it was something that we needed, and that was huge. But those guys made a statement for me, and that was awesome. I loved it.
Derek, great success. Great success, guys. We'll send it back up to you.
You guys ought to take that act on the road. I like that. That's good. That's good. Now, 33,743 saw Derek Holland spin that 6-hit shutout in the offense. Plenty of work tonight. Dana Larson and Mark McLemore will be back to wrap things up for you for Rangers Ballpark in Arlington right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.